The dangers of making sex tapes in a relationship and marriage. My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, your number one relationship therapist in Africa. Now, I'm going to share with you guys the dangers of making sex tapes in a relationship or a marriage. First of all, we need to understand, is it bad? Is it right for a man or a woman to say, let's videotape ourselves during sexual intercourse? I feel sexual intercourse is supposed to be a private moment. Why are you videotaping it? Now, we're going to be talking about that on this video. First of all, what is sex tape? Sex tape is when we film ourselves having sexual intercourse. What are the reasons why people might want to keep sex tape or want to have sex tape? For memory. Some people actually keep it to enjoy themselves. It's fantasy to some people. Yeah, the same way you sit down and you watch pornographic movie and you get aroused. Some people just want to have sex tapes of their partners, maybe when they're in long distance relationship. And sex tape often occur most times when your spouses are in long distance relationship. You guys could be video chatting, WhatsApping, and he's like, okay, can I see you? I'm horny. You guys can relate. You know all these things. Exactly. And oftentimes maybe you guys are talking and you're feeling some sort of way and blah, 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 blah. I am being realistic here. I don't want to come all hypocritical. I am talking about what you and I can relate to. Okay? We are not going spiritual here, so I'm not here to act like mommy Gio or daddy Gio. This is a factual thing that happened in our relationship and marriage. Are you with me? I know you guys are with me. That's the meaning of sex tape. Now, the question is it bad? It's not bad. There is absolutely nothing bad in having sex tape with your partners. Now, let me tell you something most people do not understand. There's what is called privacy. Privacy simply means that thing that you and I share. We don't want any other person to share it with us. It's just between the both of us. And that's what marriage is about. It's more of a union. Exactly. So that sexual intercourse you people are sharing is your private moment. Now, the disadvantage with it is the fact that can they keep that videotape safe? Your partner that made that videotape, are you sure they don't have other partners that can access their phones? Because sometimes you can trust your partner, but your partner can have another partner that cannot be trusted. Exactly. Now, when we talk about videotapes, it could be somebody fiddling through your phone. It could be that your phone gets missing, your phone got stolen, somebody hacked through your phone and gets to see all those stuff. That's where it comes in. But having sex tape with your spouses is there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. That is your private moment. But the question is, how do I keep this private moment from getting to the public? Exactly. Some people will just have to understand that what rocks your boat is not what rocks my boat. What makes you happy, what you enjoy during sexual intercourse might not be what I enjoy during sexual intercourse. And that's why I keep it private. That's the reason why it is private, because we don't need your opinion. We don't need you to come and tell us this is how we should do things. Let me tell you something that happens with opinion. Everybody wants to project how they feel that things should be done. But trust me, it is somebody that created that thing that is done. And they created it to suit them. Exactly. That is why when it comes to sexual intercourse and marriage, and your bedroom, it is between you and your partner, what you people enjoy, what you people agree, what you people want to do. There is nothing like, oh, sex tape is bad. There is nothing wrong with sex tape. It only becomes bad when it leaks. It only becomes bad when it gets to the public. It only becomes bad when people see what they are not supposed to see. But having sex tape and you can keep it safe is absolutely nothing bad. So I'm going to advise, if you are going to have sex tapes, you must be 100% careful. Personally, I would even say, with the way the world is going digital and global, sex tape is no longer safe. Because anybody can hack in through your phone. Except after having this sex tape, you have a folder or an email where you can archive them or where you can store them, where people don't necessarily have access to them. Just the same way we have our personal documents, those important certificates that we have, our bank details, the same way we protect them. Except we are willing to protect them like that. If you must have sex tape, you can't keep your sex tape carelessly in your gallery. Anybody can go through your phone. Apart from the sex tape leaking, what about your kids? What about when they come across the phone? What about your younger sister? What about, it's like when you have sex tape and leave it on your phone carelessly, you're exposing people around you to things they're not supposed to see. That's the reason why even when we were younger, we will never see our parents kiss. I was one person who used to wonder if my mom and my dad used to have sex, because they're always forming gym. I never see them cuddle, I never see them, but they're always making babies. Exactly. Then we actually thought that our parents were local, but no, they protected us from seeing what we're not supposed to see as adults. It's the same thing as sex tape. Now our children might not be able to see us have sex, but they can come across the stuff. It could come across our phone. Your child can be going through your gallery. This was every day we are giving our kids our phone to play game, or to do. Our kids from 5 years, my son can access my phone can open my phone. What if I have a sex tape there and he just watches it? I don't know what is going to be going on. I have messed up his childhood, I've messed up his head. So if you must have sex tape, if you must have it, please let it be somewhere safe. Let it be somewhere you have archived. Like, protect it like you're protecting your life, like you're protecting your will, your bank details, your bank accounts. It is the safety that is more important, so that it doesn't go public. Yeah, please. Right? Now, we have talked about the sex tape, and I've been able to establish the fact that sex tapes are not bad. It's just what you want to do with your spouses. If your spouses decide to want to have sex tape with you and you like it, it's something you agree to, you need to be more conscious to keep it safe, because of the way we are now in the digital world. Keep it safe if you must have sex tapes. Then the disadvantage of having sex tape is the fact that you can be blackmailed. Now, these partners that we trust, divorce can happen. They can serve you breakfast. You guys can break up. When you break up and they have your sex tape, they could be tempted to want to make use of it, to punish you, to make you feel bad, to make you feel less of yourself. They might be tempted to want to use the sex tape to thwart any relationship that you are in. Now, there's one crazy thing that happened to us when we're in a relationship and in a marriage. We forget ourselves. I understand that when you are in love, let everything, but you still have to be conscious, because you never know what life can dish you. That's the honest truth. So that is the disadvantage of sex tape. What if I and this person should quarrel? What if we divorce? What if we break up? There is nothing like God forbid, because people who actually divorced and broke up, they did not plan for it. They were in love just like you. So there's nothing like God forbid. God forbid. These are necessary precautions you need to look back and think and say, is this going to be safe? Right. So the disadvantage is that you guys might break up and you're with your sex tape and they hold you ransom to it. They start to blackmail you. They start to put out your nude on the internet, and you don't know what the relationship you're in, how the person is going to handle it. They start to embarrass you. They start to mess you up. So if you want to have that sex tape, you need to really think twice. It's not bad, but it has some disadvantage. Peradventure, we break up. Is this person mature enough to be able to protect me, in as much as we've had something together before? Is this person mature enough? Now, if you must have sex tape with people, anybody, your husband or your wife, make sure that the sex tape is visible enough to show the both of you's face. And make sure you are having sex with somebody who has something to lose. Somebody who has something at stake. It should be your husband. If the person is not your husband and the person is your boyfriend, make sure the person also has something to lose. So anytime the person decides to leak the sex tape, we are both on the same table being diced. Don't go and have sex tape where they are showing only your face and the person did not show their face. These are the disadvantage. So if we're having a sex tape, it has to be the both of us. So each time you decide or I decide to want to leak it, we are going to be embarrassing the both of us. Always do crazy things with people who also have something at stake, because it's easy to blackmail you when you are higher than them. Very, very easy. So you need to pay attention to that. Who are you having this sex tape with? Are they worth it? Very, very important. So pay attention to them. Relationship and marriage is beautiful. We can do anything. We can love everybody. We can do anything we want to do. But let's not forget ourselves. Especially when you are not in a committed relationship. I'm even more comfortable when you're married, making the sex tape or going extra miles, because there's a commitment. Because if I'm married to you and you leak our sex tape, you're going to look stupid to the public. I can sue you for that, because that was our private moment. But if I'm not married to you and we break up, it's more understandable that my ex-husband leaked our sex tape. That's more, we were married, right? Good. People will even bash him and tell him how childish and silly that he is, or that she is. Do you understand? But if I'm in a relationship with you and we're not committed, you can leak my sex tape now. So before you go extra miles for people, make sure that there is certain commitment before you go extra miles. It is very, very important. Before you give people your all and you give people your best, make sure that there is commitment, there is value, there is long term. I've told you guys this thing before. If there is no value or there is no long term, please don't go extra miles. Set your boundaries. Don't lose guard. Please. You know, most times, most of you get to say, I mean, love is not enough. Love can mess you up. Exactly. Because feelings are based on circumstances. You can feel a certain way for people today and not feel a certain way for them tomorrow. Yes, love is not enough. Love fizzles away. Love is like rainy season and dry season. It will come and it will go. What keeps us to people, what ties us to people is commitment. There are a lot of people that are in marriages today that if they were not committed, they would have left. Exactly. So when people are not committed to you, it's not enough. Love is not enough. Their feelings can change. Even in marriage, sometimes you just feel like breaking your husband's head and just leaving. Breaking your wife's head and just leaving. But he's your husband. He's the father of your kids. She's your wife. You restrain yourself. So that's what commitment does to a lot of us. When you're not committed to something, don't give it your all. Don't give it your best. Exactly. So there must be some level of commitment. Commitment makes you relax. Commitment gives you some sort of assurance to be able to come out all out. Commitment makes you give your vulnerability, because when you're in a relationship and you're in a marriage and you want to do anything you want to do with the person, simply means you're vulnerable. You trust the person. The commitment makes you relax and say, okay, this person is my husband. Do you understand that this person has gone extra mile? We've been through this together. So it makes you vulnerable. And in a relationship and in a marriage where you're not vulnerable, you guys are deceiving yourself, because we package a lot for the public. When you get to the public, you're comporting yourself, you're composing yourself. Your relationship and your marriage is where you go there and relax. Take off your wig, your lashes, feel good, and act like a baby. So pay attention before you go extra miles. Make sure there is commitment, value, and understanding. I love you guys so very much. Mwah!